Hey everyone, this is a video that has a lot going on. If you are here to get outfit ideas for summertime, for traveling, for vacation spots, this is the video. If you're here because you just kind of want to come along with me as I relive my 7-day road trip through far west Texas with 2 different destinations, you are in the right place. But regardless, I would love to walk you through everything we did, what we ate, what I saw, of course, what I wore. This is a fashion channel. All those details will be listed down in the description box. I'll take all that information and also make it the very first comment. It's pinned to the top of the comments. And if anything is available on the YouTube shopping platform, it will be, I believe it's in the lower left corner where it will say view of products. Lots of places to find that. So instead of vlogging the whole thing like I normally did, I made a concerted effort to just document via photos and a couple of snippets of videos here and there. So they'll be sprinkled throughout. But let's start at the beginning with the travel day. So we broke our vacation up into 2 parts. The first half, we went to Lajitas, Texas, which is just outside of Terlingua, Texas, far west Texas. It's in Brewster County, and we stayed at the Lajitas Golf Resort for the first half of our trip. So to get from San Antonio, where we live, to Lajitas, Texas, we first rented a car. This is a little travel tip for you. If you are planning on doing any kind of road tripping, it is our opinion, my husband's and mine, that you rent a car. One, you don't want to put those kind of miles on your personal vehicle. I would say 80% of the time, you're gonna get a crack in the windshield or just some little dents and wear and tear on your car that you wouldn't normally get, so let it happen to the rental car. Lajitas, Texas, 6.5-ish hours from San Antonio to Lajitas, and it was a little bit cool. One of the reasons why I overpacked, the weather was all over the place, as you're going to see. I wore the outfit I've been sharing with you for over a month, telling you this is what I'm gonna wear on my next road trip. This is what I wore on my road trip. It's both pieces are from Loft. They're Lou and Gray line, the scuba knit top, the scuba knit pants. I can tell you, having sat in them for 6.5 hours and worn them the whole day, they were absolutely perfect. I paired it with one of my favorite go-to styles for spring and fall jackets. I don't care what anybody says. They are not out. A utility jacket is a must-have for your casual wardrobe. If I wanted to dress this up, like if I was wearing this to go to New York City, I would swap out the utility jacket for a trench coat. It's just a nice added layer. The travel bag that I went with was my MZ Wallace tote bag. It fits so much. It's the medium size. There is a lookalike on the Quince website that I'll link to as well that's much more budget friendly. I don't have it to tell you about it. And then my mesh shoes. I love these shoes. They go with everything. If the weather's a little bit cool or a little bit warm, because of the perforation in the shoes, your feet just kind of stay at a nice temperate temperature. We got as far as Fort Stockton on our road trip, and we thought this would be a great place to get a lunch or late lunch. That was a little ambitious. Really, the only thing that we could grab quickly was McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's in a really long time, and I can tell you that it's going to be a really long time before I have it again. So once we got unpacked, and I'm the kind of traveler that unless the stay is one night, I am fully unpacking. It doesn't take very long at all. I did the flat packing method. In fact, let me show you how I did that. I did want to show you what flat packing looks like. So I've emptied the side to the right. That was just a bunch of like random things. And you can see the side of the case to the left is the side that has the zipper mesh top. So I treated it like one giant packing cube, and I laid out everything just flat. Like as you can see how that tank top is on top of a cardigan behind it, just one piece after another. So I'm gonna pull all of that out and I'm gonna hang it up, and you're gonna see how much. I didn't weigh this, but I know it weighs way more than 50 pounds. And I do wanna qualify this by saying that I am doing multiple campaigns for work that require a lot of outfit changes, and our second location of the week is gonna be maybe cooler in the evenings and require a different outfit at night. So I wouldn't say I overpacked, I just packed for a lot of things crammed into 1 week. There are 31 pieces of clothing hanging up in here. Actually more than that, because there's a couple, like this golf dress has shorts that go with it, or one of my other travel outfits, I hung this shirt and pants together. So I have 31 hangers. Some of them have a couple pieces of clothing on them that all fit easily. I didn't even have to struggle to shut the suitcase. I could have added so much more. So flat packing is definitely the way to go. The only caveat is that you are definitely going to overpack your bag as far as weight limits go if you aren't careful, because you can fit so much stuff. Okay, so once everything was unpacked and put away, which really only took about 15 minutes, just makes the whole rest of the trip feel much more settled, less stressful. We tried going to the bar at this resort for dinner. This resort is pretty far from anything else, so you're kind of encouraged to just stay on the resort for your meals and stuff like that. We did get into Terlingua a little bit, you'll see. We thought the bar would be a great place. It's called the Thirsty Goat. Probably have light appetizers, that would be enough. It was okay. I had the world's most overpriced tiny little bowl of guacamole for $24. If I wanted salsa, that would have been another $10. It wasn't great. Michael had the chili. He just wants y'all to know, because Terlingua is the chili festival cook-off capital of the world or something, that the chili at the bar was amazing, but the guacamole and the chips were not. So after our pseudo dinner, we went to this other restaurant that they have on the property called the Boardwalk. Here's the Boardwalk Bakery and Pizzeria, and it's so much more than that. Sandwiches, hot and cold, ice cream, just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then this is that courtyard. We're coming up from the other end of it. This is the main hotel building. And then this is the beautiful courtyard area. And these trees with the yellow flowers, it looks like it's raining yellow petals all the time. And there's another mountain, look at that. So beautiful. It's just stunning visuals. We have opted for, in my case, strawberry ice cream and dinner with a bit of a view. And here comes Michael with his double scoop.
I had to get it.
It's an excellent dinner choice, loaded with calcium.
I need some calcium.
There you go. And it's a pizza place. They have light bites and they have ice cream. Now, as much as I wanted to be completely unplugged and not do work for an entire week, that was not realistic, especially because now this week is the launch of my newest colors in the Riley handbag that I designed for Gigi New York, the cappuccino and the mocha mousse shade. So I did bring along both the bags and a whole bunch of outfits to wear so we could take some pictures for the Gigi socials, for my socials, etc. So I should say before dinner, we did a little photo shoot out on the courtyard that's just outside all the rooms, the boardwalk, the bars, all that. It's this beautiful, most serene place on the resort, my favorite place. Honestly, I sat out on my balcony and out on the chairs surrounding that as much as I could to just enjoy that little oasis that is surrounded by the Chihuahuan Desert. And the bag is now available on the Gigi New York website. The new colors aren't available at Nordstrom just yet, but they probably will be. And there is a 20% off discount code. My code is Marnie20. It's always going on the Gigi website. If you want to order it from Nordstrom, I'll link it there too, but no discount available there. The property itself at the Lajitas Golf Resort is spectacular, from the landscaping and the grounds, the surrounding area. We're just outside Big Bend National and Big Bend State Park. You have mountains, you have the Chihuahuan Desert. It's incredible. The actual rooms in the main hotel, I can't sugarcoat it. They're terrible. They're maybe a 2-star. I can be a bit of a princess sometimes. I'm fully aware when I travel, but this is not me being a princess. This is me saying how they could, in good conscience, charge what they charge a night to stay in those rooms and call themselves a 4-star resort. No. If you're a golfer though, you gotta go. I'm not a golfer, so I was like, ugh. But the restaurants, the staff, the gift shop, everything else amazing. I have been told that some of the rooms in the other areas in the property, there's some other freestanding places outside the main hotel to stay, are nicer, but the main hotel, it just needs to be gutted. Like there's nothing salvageable in there. So I'm standing with my back against the door to the room, and immediately to my right, there is a closet, the hanging closet, I would say, with a safe, and then very basic bathroom. It's fine. Stand-up shower. And then we have a nice armoire here for some more drawers and shelving. So this is the room. That is my husband. King-size bed, I believe. And then we have, I don't even know what's all involved in here, but I guess you can hook into their internet this way or connect it to the TV. So for all of my tech people that want to know what's in the room, there you go. Very rudimentary coffee setup. Fridge in the room, which is great. It's very rustic. Got a nice little squishy chair. I do like the iron headboard. And then this is the best part of the room. So we have a balcony that it would be helpful if I unlocked. All the rooms have a balcony. I haven't even come out here yet. Oh, like we share it with other people. Okay. Great. The views. I mean, come on. Look at those mountains. And then this is a little boardwalk area. So there are restaurants here and a bakery and like a little amphitheater and a bar. And there's more mountains back that way. We are here for the scenery and the experience. I'm not like knocking the room, but you don't come here for the room. Like you come here to be in this. So the big plan for Friday, our first full day, was Michael was playing a round of golf in the afternoon. In hindsight, not the best time of day to play in late April in a desert, but we'll get to that. So the first part of the morning, we plan to just wander around, walk down the road to the general store, and it is exactly what you would expect. Let's take a look. We have walked about a third of a mile down the road, heading over to the general store, but first we wanted to meet the official mayor of Lajitas. I don't know which one of you is Clay, but yes, apparently the locals here elected a goat. Not sure which goat. There's a goat back there to be the mayor, but one of these guys is. I haven't learned much about Lajitas in the 12 hours that we've been here, a little bit more than that, but it is definitely a little bit of an artsy, kind of funky community, and I don't think anyone here takes themselves too seriously, which is absolutely perfect. And the hotel is right over there. All right, let's go check out the general store. Good morning. We are having breakfast lunch at the Lajitas General Store. I'll flip the camera on in a minute, but we're just sitting on the front porch. We got Customs and Border Patrol stopping in, looks like, for a quick break. This place is, it's just perfect. I'm gonna flip the camera on and show you what we got for breakfast / lunch. It's about 11:30 in the morning. So there is Border Patrol hanging out and chit-chatting. This is our scenic breakfast spot. It is actually, there's mountains everywhere. It's kind of hard to see, but like even way back there, those are mountains, so beautiful. And then the general store is everything you could want and more. And then you can also custom order stuff, which is amazing. So I got a breakfast burrito and a lemonade, and Michael got, wow,
Bagel
homemade,
sandwich.
custom-made bagel sandwich, and he got a pretty funky lemonade.
It's good.
We're just gonna enjoy this and then head back. A little downtime before we hit probably the coolest golf course Michael's ever gonna play. I honestly had the best breakfast burrito I've ever had in my life. I loved the general store. The food there was amazing. So I had multiple outfits this day for just walking around, checking out the property, taking a little bit of a hike. I mean, it's a little, I wouldn't say it's a hike, but you're walking basically on a dirt road-ish out in the desert to get to the general store. It's about a 15, maybe 20-minute walk. So I wore this outfit. Hey everyone, we're here at a very rustic location for my first full day at the Lajitas Resort. Very chill with my gauze set from Loft, and then I got these new shoes. They look like just basic slip-ons, but the whole footbed is molded, very cushy, and the straps are leather wrapped around memory foam. So wearing the Julie Voss earrings that I wore yesterday, and this new look at one of the new shades of the Riley bag that's coming in early May. Hi. How you doing? Yes. Cowboys are walking in and they're like, what in God's name is that woman doing? Outfit of the day. In hindsight, I should have worn closed-toed shoes. I didn't realize how much dust and how much dirt was happening on the side of the road, and definitely pack moisturizer. I was using my Kiehl's Creme de Corps like it was water. I was just pouring it all over me. I rarely moisturized my feet, and I was moisturizing my feet every single night. Other than the fact that sandals were the inappropriate choice for walking along the side of a dusty road, the sandals themselves, super comfortable, and they make an appearance throughout this trip, and they do come in a nude color and black as well. The straps are leather wrapped memory foam, and there's memory foam in the insole, so they're lovely to walk around in, but not on a dusty, dirty road. And then, because, you know, I need an outfit for every occasion, I changed into my golf dress. Second outfit of the day for golf, or in my case, riding in the golf cart. I picked up this little golf tennis pickleball dress on Amazon. It's a little bit longer length, so everything's covered, but just in case, we do have the matching shorts. And what I love is that this has actual deep pockets, which is fantastic. This hat has UPF 50 built in. Got my sunglasses, and I don't know if you can see it in the shade, but I'm wearing suntan lotion that has sparkles in it. So when I hit the sunlight, I look like a Twilight vampire. But we learned that a 2 o'clock tea time in late April in the Chihuahuan Desert is hot. It's hot, and because it's in the desert, guess what they don't have? Shade. That was the most amazing golf course I have ever seen. At one point, there's one hole that you can turn and shoot it off the golf course into Mexico. The course hugs the Rio Grande. So when I say I was on the border, I can't be more literal than that. We were on the border. Michael smacked a ball into Mexico. Have a look. All right, let me set this shot up. This is not actually the direction we're supposed to be, or the tee. Michael's hitting from the far black tee right now. Normally he hits one down, but They've told this is the international hole. We are facing due north, looking at Mexico, just because of the way the river goes.
Clear Rio Grande River.
So we're gonna hit it into Mexico, right?
I think so.
Can you do it?
For sure.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We can analyze this swing too. Adios, you're gonna need a passport for that
How
ball.
great was that? A little draw.
I don't know where it went.
At land, I heard it.
I heard it land. All right, hopefully
Nice.
someone on the other side can go play with your range balls. Okay, that was hole 15. Bienvenidos
That's
a
the first
Mexico.
time I illegally crossed the border.
Well, the first time? I don't know. After being out in the heat for about 4.5 hours, we were stuck behind a group of 6. Again, I doubt Lajitas, anyone from Lajitas is watching this, but for that level of golf that you are paying for, they need starters and they need marshals. Just gonna leave it at that. We were so drained. I changed back into my first outfit of the day. We had ice cream for dinner. We just wanted something cold, something fast, and off to bed because the next morning was our big adventure day. This was the day we signed up to take a float, which was not a float, it turned out, down the Rio Grande River. So I was basically in Mexico half of the day because one half of the bank is Texas / the United States and one half is Mexico. It was incredible. And I wasn't entirely sure what to wear for this. I've been on floats before that were much more like a very passive, you're not gonna get wet. This one, they made it clear that you could get wet. So I ended up buying a paddleboard kind of set. So it's more of a sports bra top, almost kind of like bike shorts with another layer of short built over it, and then a zip up rash guard. And this was the best purchase. I cannot recommend this one enough. So whether you're paddleboarding this summer, you want more of a sporty swimsuit, more covered up, this swimsuit, paddleboard set, whatever you want to call it, stand-up paddleboard set, I believe is how you refer to it. I love it. And it comes in tons of different colors. I would say the sizing is very true to size, and this is a fake tan. So just take my word for it, no sunburn at all. I did have sunscreen on, but it said it had UPF 50 in it, and it absolutely worked. Now, the problem with the Rio Grande right now, it's not funny, but it was funny for us, is it's kind of out of water for a lot of it. So there was no floating, there's very little current, so whatever water we could get onto, sometimes we had to use our oars as poles and just stick it into the ground in the bottom of the river and just push ourselves down the Rio Grande. In some cases, we had to get out of the canoe and drag our boat down over sandbars to where there was more water. Most of the time, we had actual water that we could float in, but because the water levels were so low, there was almost no current. So you had to constantly row. This was not the activity I thought I was signing up for. The tour company was great. I'll list them down in the description box. The experience was amazing. We floated downriver for a little bit, got out, had a snack, walked around a little bit. We saw someone from Mexico, an actual vaquero, which is Spanish for a cowboy. We saw an actual vaquero on his horse from the Mexico side cross the river, which he could walk across. I mean, I did back and forth several times. He crossed into the United States, and then our tour guide was saying that he goes about a mile down the banks and then crosses back into Mexico because there's a mountain in the middle on the Mexico side. So this is like his morning commute. It takes him like an hour less if he just does that little crossover, which was kind of funny. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, there's horse poo.
All right, guys, so make sure you guys are drinking water and filling up your water. Hopefully by this point, everybody has drunk at least half their water bottle. If not, I would catch up on that.
After we got back to the outfitters, I threw on the Quince. Well, technically it's a linen shirt dress. I bought it as a cover-up, threw that on over my suit, and we grabbed lunch at a place in Terlingua called Venga. Okay, Michael is checking out the local salsas, which actually that one's made in San Marcos, right?
Gauze pepper.
Yep.
I think it's the hottest one out there. I like it.
And we're eating at a very cool spot called Venga. Highly recommend it. Very cool, very eclectic. Terlingua is kind of like an artsy, outward bound, very outdoorsy, funky place. So we had lunch there. We explored the Terlingua ghost town. What are you doing? What'd you find?
An epiphone.
Is it in tune? Sounds like it. Oh, come on around. No, you're good. My husband just found a guitar on the porch and decided to start playing it. There's a really cool general store there. did a lot of shopping, bought a few coffee table books, got some gifts for the kids. Definitely worth exploring if you're in the area. And then we decided to have dinner our last night at Lajitas in the fancier place. It does require reservations, not because it's so fancy, but because it's the only nice sit-down place for dinner, so it fills up really quickly. So I made reservations. I got a little more dressed up. I really love this top and skirt combo from Gibson Look. They're two separate pieces. That same print is also available in a short if you want a more casual look. I love that it looks like it's all one dress and that I could wear them separately. I could have worn the skirt with just a black tank and the top with a pair of pants. Great to have with you if you're planning on mixing and matching a lot of outfits on your trip. I just packed 50 outfits, as you saw. And then Sunday was our last full day at the Lajitas Resort, and so Michael had originally set up for another tea time on Sunday, but it was so hot on Saturday, and Friday when he first golfed, and then Saturday we were outside for hours and hours and hours doing the river float, and we both decided that was enough outside time in that kind of heat, and we decided to just hike around. Even though the Lajitas Golf Resort is pretty remote, there are some really nice luxury homes built on the ridge around the property, kind of in the foothills of those mountains, so we decided to get our hiking, well, in my case, sneakers on and go explore the area a little bit. So for this, if you saw my Arizona travel vlog, this stuff should look familiar. These joggers I have in 2 different colors. I love them. You're gonna see them again later in the trip. My Athleta tank with the built-in bra, pretty sure it's sold out. And then I did pick up this Performance Tech top from Quince, and I wore this as an overshirt because of the UPF 50, which worked out fantastically. And this crossbody was the hero piece of the trip. It worked for all of the more sporty, active things that I did. Anyway, we wandered around the foothills, kind of creeped and looked around at people's houses. They're mostly empty or under construction. It's a really cool spot. I'm just not entirely sure who vacations or who needs a permanent vacation home in Terlingua, Texas, because it's pretty far from everything. You're gonna need a private plane if that's where you're gonna wanna hang out. Surprisingly, that was the only outfit I had on all day. So I definitely recommend if you're either doing something active, even in your own home area or you're traveling, finding an exercise tank that has the built-in bra in it that can double as a shirt during the day, I think is a really good idea. And these jogger pants, yes, they're great for hiking, but they're also great for just keeping on, and in our case, grabbing pizza at the end of the day. So that Boardwalk Bistro that I was telling you about where we got ice cream almost every night also serves pizza, and it says 12-inch pizza. In my head, I thought that was personal pan type. No, a 12-inch pizza at Boardwalk Pizza is big enough to fit 3 people or to feed 3 people. Michael and I each ordered our own pizza. We had a lot of leftover pizza. There are refrigerators in the rooms. Guess what we had for breakfast the next morning? Yeah, more pizza, and we still didn't finish it. Monday was travel day number 2. We packed up from Lajitas, got in the car. It was about an hour-and-a-half drive to our next destination, and I'm already fantasizing about when I can go back. We've been there before. Years ago, we were only able to stay one night, so we really wanted to try this again. We stayed 3 nights at the Cibolo Creek Ranch Resort, and it's a magical, beautiful place. It's halfway between Marfa and Presidio. It's in Presidio County. It is in the middle of nowhere. Foothills of the Chinati Mountains. The last time we went, they didn't even have cell service out there. Been a couple years, they've added 2 cell towers, so I did have cell and internet while I was there, which was handy. You're surrounded by desert and very tall mountains, and then the actual ranch itself, the ranch building, is an old Spanish fort, and it has natural springs all around it. So you have these super tall cottonwood trees. So it looks like an actual desert oasis, but instead of palm trees, it's cottonwood trees. And they took the natural springs and diverted it into an acequia. So you have man-made creek running through the center of the courtyard of the property. You have man-made lake. There's a lot of sitting around, reading, walking. It's not somewhere where you're constantly entertained. Monday's travel outfit. This should look familiar because I recently shared it in my Walmart haul on Sunday. 2 of my favorite pieces, Time and True rib tank, their new double cloth cargo pants. I threw my Quince linen little jacket over it. Hope they bring it back in flax. It was very popular. We did 1 stop along the way. We just found it by accident after driving through the most magnificent, stunning landscape with huge mountains and big wide open plains. There is a fort, I think it's from the 1700s, Fort Layton, I want to call it, just popped up on the side of the road. So we pulled over. This is the fun of road tripping. And we explored it. We met a really cool guy, a professional photographer from Arizona who was there. It was just really cool. Amazing history. And I ended up buying another coffee table book about the Texas state parks, which is beautiful. I do want to make note, I referenced, I think I said the Mexican border and the Texas border as if Texas is its own country, which some may think it is or hope that it would be. So when we were driving to our second destination, we actually drove through an actual border town, Presidio, video is on the border. There's a full-on, customs crossover area. And so we drove up to the checkpoint and then kind of did a U-turn. And the first thing you see after you get through Border Patrol or whatever you call that is "Welcome to Texas." I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm sure there's a "Welcome to the United States" sign somewhere in that area, but I just thought it was pretty funny. Like, no, it's not "Welcome to America," it's "Welcome to Texas." We did not have an opportunity to get a lot of pictures together, but one of the pictures we took together is on the side of the road. There's this random natural rock formation called Elephant Rock on State Highway 67, just 15 minutes away from the ranch. So we stopped on the side of the road and did a little selfie. One of the things I like the most about the Cibolo Creek Ranch is that because of the elevation and the natural springs and the trees, it's about 10 to 15 degrees cooler there than everywhere else in Texas. So it was actually pretty cool most of the time we were there, even though it was in the upper 90s, pretty much everywhere else. It was in the low 80s, sometimes upper 70s at the ranch. So we're at the ranch. Let me give you a little room tour. Let's take a quick tour of the room, starting with this hallway. These are all the rooms, some of the rooms built into the walls of the adobe fort and open into this courtyard. And let me zoom out. So none of the rooms lock unless you're in them. There are no keys. We're in the Texas South room. There are some that are bigger, some that are smaller. Like I know this one is an adjoining one with 2 twin beds, so if you're coming with your kids. Got the coffee maker. This is to get in and out of the bed. It's not that tall, but I love that. The decor here is very rustic. This is full of extra big throws and big fluffy pillows. The bedding here is, it's just exquisite. Everything here is perfect. Ceiling fan because they get it. Love the saltillo tile floors. Something that is unique to any other place. I've never seen this. You get flashlights on your bedside because it is pitch black at night. You can see the Milky Way at night with your naked eyes. Little desk area, lots of books for reading. They now have Wi-Fi and cell service, but that's new since the last time we were here. To get your boots off. Bathroom is pretty basic. So you've got your shower, which is actually pretty cute. Look at the tile. Very nice appointments. More here. A shoe mitten, you gotta love it for the boots. Toiletries. Potty room, full-length mirror. The other place did not have. This is kind of funny. This is old Texas currency when Texas was its own country. And there you have it. Let's step into the corner. Here is our beautiful, and the rocking chair. Very excited about that. Here's our beautiful room for the next 3 nights. So one of the coolest things about this place is that they do communal dinners. So I think there's only 20 to 30 guest rooms on the property. So it's optional. It's extra if you want to have dinner. Breakfast is included, which is very nice. And appetizers every night are included. Drinks are not. Every night, all the guests gather around the table and it's a communal dining experience. And it's a 3-course meal and it is very gourmet. And so you generally tend to dress a little bit more for dinner. So that means changing out of your bathing suit or your hiking gear. For the guys, it's usually putting on some sort of button-down or collared shirt. For the ladies, it could be a dress, little pants outfit, just something not what you are in during the day, which I love. It's kind of like the Wild West meets a Downton Abbey country weekend gathering. And for dinner, I had to write it down. What did we have? We started with an apple and pear salad, and then we had beef tenderloin with sliced yellow and sweet potatoes and broccolini, and then dessert was some sort of cappuccino mousse, but there was like a cake underneath. It was amazing. It also kept everybody up all night as we exchanged notes at breakfast the next morning. Next day was our first full day at the ranch, and you can decide to do nothing. You can just lay around in the lounge chairs by the lake. You can go hang out the swimming pool, but there are activities that you can sign up for. So we signed up for a mountain tour, and the way to get up into the mountains is they take a Polaris Razor, and we have a guide. We didn't drive it. And they take you all up into mountains. It's like a 3-hour tour. You start maybe at 1,000 feet, I think is where the ranch sits, and you end up at almost 6,000 feet at the top of one of the mountains. I just wore a basic t-shirt and those same hiking pants that I shared earlier in another color, sneakers, and then my utility jacket certainly came in handy, and I needed it. It was, even though the sun got a little warmer in the sky, when you're at that high of elevation, it still stayed pretty cool. We saw some of the coolest things. We saw these audads. They're actually an invasive species that someone brought in from North Africa, and they have bred like audads. There's thousands of them, and they're considered a pest, and they're eating like all of the ranch land, all the farmland. So even though they are considered considered past one of the coolest things I have ever seen. So for dinner, I changed into this quince linen dress. Again, you have seen it before. I love this dress. It is so pretty. I debated throwing on some cowboy boots. I do have some white cowboy boots that would look great with this, but I decided enough with the boots, and I just threw on my favorite espadrilles that you guys have seen me talk about a million times, I think in the last month alone, so we don't need to go farther into it. And for dinner, I wrote this down too. We had a Caesar salad, pretty basic, and then we had sliced duck breast over polenta with blistered tomatoes. And when they told me what we were having for dinner, I thought, I don't like duck. Well, I like that duck. The polenta was a little bit sweet. It was really good. And then dessert was strawberry sorbet. Oh, and Michael wanted me to let you know that in addition to the homemade salsa and guacamole that they have every night for happy hour, they also had bacon wrapped quail, which I skipped, and hush puppies, which I did not skip. I ate very well on this trip. Wednesday was our last full day at the resort, which makes me a little bit sad. We thought we were gonna do a little bit of a leisurely hike. I forgot to tell you the day before on Tuesday, after we took a little bit of a nap, we decided to walk around the property a little bit more, and outside the walls of the fort, there is this natural spring/creek, and we followed it up a ways, and it was beautiful. So we thought, oh, we'll do another walk like that in another direction from the fort on Wednesday. So I wore this outfit. I have recently discovered Travis Matthews. It is a really cool brand. Michael got a bunch of stuff from there. I picked up a few things. I thought this was gonna be more of a leisurely walk. We were gone for like 4 hours. But I have to say, even though it started to get kind of hot at the end of this hike, mostly because I was getting nervous that we weren't getting back from this hike, it never overheated in this. So it's more of a French terry v-neck and then the matching wide leg pants. So what was supposed to be a very chill walk, it was all flat for a while. We went past a ridge that had petroglyphs. We saw natural geodes. We saw beehives. And then we decided to keep going like idiots to find this cave. We found the cave and then we're like, let's keep going up into the mountains. I bet it circles back. No, the trail did not circle back. This is a working ranch. It's not just like made for us to wander and hike like we were at the Ritz-Carlton earlier in the year. So after walking an hour and a half up into the mountains, we realized we need to double back. It was really cool. And now that I know where to go, I would do it again. I would probably not wear that exact outfit, but it was actually pretty cool. So we spent the rest of the day, and there wasn't that much left after that, kind of lounging around by the pool, not the pool, the lake. They have like a man-made little lake. We saw the horses come up and drink from it. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of prepping for the video that you're gonna see Sunday. Ended up zhuzhing myself up just a little bit and filming my viewer favorites video that's coming up after this one. Filmed it just outside our room in the courtyard, so I did get some work done. And then we had our last dinner at the resort. So for this, I decided to just do a blouse and pants, but not just any blouse and pants. This is another thing you've seen before. There's nothing new on this trip. So the silk shirt and matching silk wide leg pants from Quince. Another great piece to pack for travel. Super lightweight, very, folds up very tiny. Both versatile, can be paired with other things if you're doing more of a capsule wardrobe, which I clearly did not. We ended up eating dinner with the ranch manager and a former stuntman who is now a stuntman coordinator who has been in all the Dark Knight movies, Dunkirk, Braveheart, like so many major movies, had so many amazing stories. You're just sitting at a dinner table, you don't know who you're gonna be with. Like we sat with retired school teachers, we had dinner with retired investment bankers, we had breakfast with a couple who was on their way down to the state park to pick up their daughter from a school trip. Like just, you never know who you're gonna be eating with at Cibolo Creek Ranch. It was pretty cool. If we had stayed one more night, we could have had dinner with Dennis Quaid. One of the other things I love about this resort, there are so many, is you are really out in the middle of nowhere. So the night skies are like nothing I have ever seen, and they don't do ambient lighting. So we loved going outside at night and looking at the stars. And our last night there, we went up onto the roof of one of the buildings, and at first I thought they were UFOs, and we managed to just catch a bunch of Starlink satellites going off to do whatever it is that they do, which was really cool. Now we're going back to reality. This is another outfit I have told you over and over that I'm gonna wear on a road trip, and I have worn it before in another color. This two-piece set from Amazon, very similar to the blue and gray scuba material that I wore, very similar to the Spanx Air Essentials, a little more lightweight, I would say, a little more drapey. And what I like about the top is it has slits on the side, so you really don't need to tuck it in. And I like that it's sleeveless because it is hot now, but in the car, traveling, whatever, it's easy to throw a layer over it. And from there, because we were a little farther north than Lajitas, it was about a half hour less. It was only 6 hours door to door. And now I'm back here with you. Actually, that's not entirely true. So as you're seeing this video, I'm actually on a plane On the way home from New York City, I was a speaker at a YouTube event, and there are a lot of YouTubers that will be there as I'm filming this that you know. And so if you want to see how that went, I will save that as a highlight over on my Instagram. If you're here and you made it to the end, thank you so much. I am so grateful to have had it. It is something that I'm just gonna keep stored in here, and when I lay in bed at night, I just replay the images and the feel of that cool breeze, especially at Cibolo Creek Ranch, and just think about that. Don't forget to check the description box and the top of the comments for all the details, the actual outfits and things like that. And if you have any questions about this trip, because I could talk a lot longer, but I won't, please feel free to ask me down in the comments, and I promise I will catch up and answer all of them as quickly as I can when I get back in town. Thanks for hanging out with me for a very long time today, and I'll see you in the next one, which I promise will be a lot shorter.